Alright, welcome back to Dank Scott Traders Hub. Good morning guys, good morning. I see Julius, you're already around, and even you other guys, you can go ahead and comment. Let me know where you're watching from, where you're streaming from, but I'm glad you're here, and I know we're going to have a good time just like we had yesterday. So without any further ado, let's pray and get started. Father, we say thank you for this morning. Thank you for the beautiful morning that you've given unto us. We are saying thank you. We're saying thank you even as we start today into the charts and looking for setups to work with and make this money online. Lord, we ask of your goodness, of your greatness, of your knowledge, of your wisdom to understand exactly what we need to do. Thank you for the A plus setups, Lord, that are going to give us that edge in the market that we may make this money the way you want us to do, Lord. We give you praise, Lord, that it's going to be a great day. We're going to recover where we made losses. We're going to make even much more money than we did yesterday. We give you praise. We give you all the honor. In Jesus' name we pray and believe. Amen. All right. So as usual, guys, you know the drill. Please, apologies for the delay in starting. That means today I'm going to be rushing quickly into the analysis. But as usual, don't forget to like, don't forget to to comment, don't forget to share to the friends and family that you want to inspire with trading. Oh, Julius is watching from Ginger. Thank you, Julius. Thank you. How is Ginger? Is it cold now? Because here it is cold. Here in Kampala it is getting cold. Yeah, we're at least receiving some rain. So crash 500, let's get into it. So yesterday, let's see, yesterday the first analysis, before we finished the session, we never had this. So we were anticipating, since it had reacted to that OB there, we were anticipating continuation of sales to come around here. That's what we were anticipating yesterday, before it gave us this kind of a flag consolidation. So we had even an entry here, so I made a loss on this crash because I had made an early entry. The other entry was supposed to be there, so I made a loss here because of this flag that came later after I had made an entry. But then this one here was a stop hunt, so I had a limit order here that was waiting. Once it took me out here, I had another limit order here that was waiting, so it took me out on stop losses. Again, it moved. So yesterday it was a tricky kind of day that these guys were manipulating the market a lot, looking for that kind of liquidity. So they took me out because I had my stop loss. My entry was on this candle, I believe, because I had waited for that to happen. In fact, let me see. Yeah, clearly that was my entry there. It took me out there and then started to sell later. Took me out here. Then once it came back to this, I don't know what happened. I was not in the market, but the buy move here, I should have made this money from here to there. Should have made that money there, but I don't know where it was. I couldn't manage it, so it came back and took me out again. So I made losses yesterday, that's for real, on this crash, but some of those losses were out of my business during the day, not to actually follow up and manage that, like the trade here. At least this one was a good trade here, the one I had took here, the buy. But right here And this sell here, it was a manipulation move to take the SLs and then drop down to sell. This one was this first trade. It was one of those that it was inevitable because it had to consolidate, and then later gave us some sort of a flag kind of there, and then that was of course automatic continuation. I saw it later when it gave me this other point right here. So it later that it's gonna continue with buys. Yeah. All right, so now let's talk about today. Let's talk about today and see if we can recover these losses on crash that I made. Okay, everything right here has to move. So let's delete all that. Now, so we have a free chart. Remember, the higher time analysis told you we are looking at price getting up there and then dropping down or breaking and continuing. Why? We have a conference area which is matching with our fib retracement level right here. I always repeat myself to show you the reason why I make some of these analysis. So the reason why I have this drop down move is price to come and grab liquidity on this order block on 61.8 fib retracement level, but it can as well fail to come back here and break and continue. Remember, all we want is continuation of buys according to the structure that we have here. Yes, we have a strong support, a strong resistance level right there. That's why this pullback is likely to be inevitable to come around and give us enough momentum from that level to push and break this resistance level up there. All right, so having said all this, we are still strongly buying. We are in an uptrend according to daily time frame, as you can see. According to weekly, yes, we are still in a buy trend. And remember, I told you we are actually looking for a heads and shoulder kind of movement when it gave us this neckline, and then it gave us this right and left shoulder and the head right here. So we started to anticipate continuation of buys according to the weekly. That's why we need buys to come all the way up there. Now on the daily time frame, we sort of got that resistance, but then the previous move was an uptrend when it gave us this kind of a pennant kind of channel, pattern. So all we need is price to give this fake breakout, which will be getting the liquidity on this OB at 61.8 retracement level, and then push for more of buys. Now according to H4, we clearly see that we are overbought. Looking at what we are seeing on H4 and on CCI down below, we are overbought. If I can zoom out a bit, we're still going to buy a bit, then we come in with sells. We haven't touched that trend line yet, so price is likely to first touch that trend line, even though we see we are overbought on CCI according to H4 time frame. Now this is where we saw the change of character on H4. Remove that. This is where we saw the change of character on this support level. This is where we saw the change of character to actually continue with buys. But we were anticipating price to first come to mitigate this fair value gap it left after the change of character. And this level here was actually also matching with our fib retracement level right about there. 61.8 is within that fair value gap. So that's why it was a point of interest to us to wait for, and that's why we were anticipating sales mostly yesterday, and that's why I'm still expecting more sales even today. Yeah, So apparently there's a resistance. Looking at this OB right there, that bullish OB on the left, making that as a resistance, we clearly see that price is failing to break that level, and the current H4 is currently having a wick. Yes, it hasn't closed yet, but it is having a wick, which is clearly shows rejection coming in from sellers. And now if this happens like this and closes like this, the next candle is likely to be a sell. Why am I saying this? This may be the thing, the left shoulder, the right shoulder, and this would be the neckline down below to give us what? To give us a heads and shoulder kind of move, meaning this level will be coming from there to give us that kind of move right about there, which will be this last OB right around this level, that bearish OB around that level. That means the move will be bringing us all the way down below to this level, and then we come in with our sells, our buys later. But that is what I'm seeing. Apparently that is what I can see on H4. Now let me go to H1 and see. Yes, sells. H1 is looking for sells. M15 is looking for, not yet, it's not yet looking for sells, so we can wait. We can wait. If I zoom out a bit on M15, yeah, we can wait. We can wait for M15 to start selling. We can wait, but the next H4 is likely to be a sell candle, so we have to wait for sells to come through on M15 if we are to actually, if it is going to give us what we have anticipated here as a heads and shoulder kind of movement. If it happens, then it's gonna come all the way here, and that's where we will get our perfect buy entry. All right, that's enough on crash 500. Let's go to boom 1000. So boom 1000, boom 1000 actually followed the analysis yesterday. It followed the analysis. I wanted to sell from here, but it broke and continued, then it sold later shortly to come to that previous conference area. But let's first talk about yesterday's analysis. Yesterday's analysis, we had a change of character. We had a pullback retest after the change of character, meaning we had a higher high and a higher low. Then we got a breakout here. I told you price is likely to continue. If it continues and breaks out, we can wait for the retest, and then we continue with the buy. The retest happened here. It was quite unexpected retest, but it happened. That was a short retest to give us a higher low, higher high, higher low, then breakout to give us a new higher high. It wasn't actually a higher high is there, then a higher low right there, fail it right here, it failed to give us a higher high. That's why the drop came through. So yesterday it followed that analysis, the first anticipation. This was the other anticipation if it breaks down below to come to this and then continue with buys, because at the end of the day we were looking for more of buys than sells. All right, so now I can easily delete all this, delete all this, even this can go for now. What we need now is to look at what happened. So failed to give us a higher high, gave us a change of character. Why? After breaking that previous higher low, so he gave us a change of character, giving us a lower low right here, a lower high, failed to give us a new lower low, came back, failed to break the previous lower high, came back down, and then later broke. That's where we got to see another change of character to the uptrend, to the uptrend. Remember, this was a change of character to the downtrend, and it came to this conference area, becoming the support area on M30 or whatever area time frame you're on, and then later we continued with the buys during the night. So now we know that we are still in an uptrend. According to H1, this would just be a higher high and a higher low, and now giving us a new higher high according to H1, same as H4, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Now we have a higher high up there. It's looking for a higher low right down below here, but it has come to where? It has come to this level. If I can zoom out, you can clearly see that conference area, and it has broken it, but then the pullback came back down below that conference area, So now going to daily time frame, it is just a week, and this week has probably grabbed the liquidity on that fair value gap on the daily. It is just a week, but that doesn't mean that it's no longer buying. That actually means that the day has just started. It can as well give us the other candle can as well be a buy candle. Remember, this is a break of structure right about there. That is a break of structure to give us a higher high. So yes, of course, momentum is reducing, but we still are very bullish according to price action. So right down here, price market has come back to that OB. So if we go to H1, you clearly see the market has touched that OB. Now going to M15, this can be very important for us. This can be the other level where price is actually going to do to give us another push for the uptrend. This is where we saw a break of structure on H4, same as on M15. As you can see, now price has reacted all the way back here. Now I want to do this. Normally I do this. This is my previous low, that is my current high. Now if I see clearly price has reacted all the way back to around 70 something fib retracement level, so it's all this is discount zone. So price is in a discount zone. It is now discounted for the buys, for the buyers to come in. So what do? All we can do is probably we can go to M5 and wait for it to start buying. That could be our thing. That could be what we can wait for according to M5. Price has reacted here, so now it has sort of given us a higher low, so it's gonna go up again to look for a higher high. Can we enter now? I think we can. Why do we have to wait? Price is above our 10 MA on M5. It's not yet above our 10 MA on M15. We can choose to wait. Yeah, we can choose to wait. A new H4 has started. So why do I have to wait? No, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to enter my entry here, a buy entry, and I'm going to put my stop loss just down below there. That is going to be my stop loss. Now I'm going to take profit. This is where I'm going to take my profits from. I'm going to do this. This is my low right here, so I'm gonna look for this kind of profit, that kind of profit. Remember, I told you this is like, it's gonna be a swing kind of move. It's gonna be a swing kind of move. Remember, I told you we are coming right there. That is where we are coming to, according to this heads and shoulder, inverted heads and shoulder. So this is gonna be a swing kind of move to bring us all the way there. So for now, I'm not going to be worried about anything. I've just logged in. It's gonna be a swing trade. I've started on it from from that H4, the current H4. Why? Because I have a break of structure right here. I have a break of structure and the price has reacted to this previous OB right there. That is a good point for me to make my buy entries, and I didn't want to wait for M15 to be ready to buy. I was following what I'm seeing on H4. That's why I've entered the buy immediately without hesitation. All right, so that is it. I've talked a lot on Boom 1000. Let's now head over to Boom 500. Good morning, Patrick. I see you around. All right, so Boom 500. What happened? Let's start from daily time frame. Okay, we're still looking for buys. We got a break of structure. What was yesterday's analysis? Let's go to H1. Look at that. So H1, this was yesterday. Okay, so we already had this. So we wanted price to come here and we continue with buys. We did not actually. Yeah, this is one other asset that I was in profits, then it came again into losses and it took us out before we can secure some profits. So this was yesterday's analysis. Price to first come around here and then continue with buys later. It did not. It actually broke out and continued with buys, and it even gave us a new higher high after breaking structure right about there. So all this we can now delete. It did not follow exactly what we needed. This was like a retest kind of move I was looking at. Those who were here yesterday, remember the general trend was still a buy trend. So so we had a break of structure there and then pull back here on H4, then a break of structure to give us a new higher high right about there, and then gave us a kind of short pullback. Then out of nowhere the momentum increased. That is weird. We had a slow momentum here, and then out of nowhere we got some weird strong momentum continuing with buys. All right, so now we know that we are continuing with buys. We have a higher high, so now right now is going to look for a higher low according to H4. According to daily, not really. This was where we saw a break of structure from right here. This is where we saw a break of structure from right there, because this is a previous higher high, higher low. This was never a high. We tested a bit here, then gave us a break of structure. So this was our break of structure level. So it means price is likely to pull back after this break of structure. So it means this is our low, this would be our high right there. That means it can as well come all the way back here. But if we are on H4, that means we can bring this right here, because this could be considered as a break of structure right there. So we can as well use this to understand why price can actually come for okay. So this would be that, and let's see, according to daily, this would be coming all the way back to this OB right in there, which is matching with 61.8. It's a point of interest, so it can easily come for this and then continue with buys later. But this is just that is just a what? That is just an anticipation. We still have a lot to think about. This is a break of structure. If I'm using only this on H4, this is on daily time frame, but then on H4, this would be the thing right there. This would be the thing right here. Right here, that will be the thing right here, meaning price will be anticipated to come right here on the breaker broke straight, because it's where we are seeing the 61.8 according to H4. And then hopefully if it does that, then it will fail to give us a break of structure, a new higher high, and then it will drop down according to daily to give us that kind of move that we need. But according to H4, it is likely to first give us something like that, that kind of pullback according to H4. This is according to daily, this is according to H4. Now if we go to M15 now, first go back to H4, delete this. Now if we go back to H4, I mean M15, we go to M15, we are clearly looking for sales as we speak. As we speak, we are looking for sales, and price is below our 10 MA, but with low momentum. That's for sure. With low momentum. With low momentum. Now, most of the times, having seen this, most of the times I can easily make my entry as I see that previous candle there. What do we call that candle, you guys? Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in. That candle there, is it a doji? What do you call it? But I believe from my little knowledge of candlesticks, it's a doji. So having seen a doji like that on H4, it gives me, now I don't know, I never went into a lot of candlestick patterns, but one thing I know for sure is that I can wait for this H4 candle to close for me to make my decision, or I can risk my entry here, first entry here, and then put my stop loss above there, because I know at least it's gonna look for this move before it looks for the pullback, to try and look for before it looks for the stop hunt move around there, to look for those stops around there. It can first give me this move according to H4 to look for a higher low. It's looking for a higher low. This is a higher high, it's gonna look for a higher low, and it has given us a doji there, and it is a bearish doji, which means we are actually looking for sales. So right now I can decide to make my entry. Looking at M15, you can see rejection coming in from sellers straight out. Yes, we have this support here. I can choose to wait for price to break it right here on M15, or I can decide to make my entry now. I want to choose to wait for the breakout on this level, price to go below this support on M15. If I go to M5, that will be the support. I want to choose to wait for price to break this support on M15. Once it breaks it, then I'll be able to make my sell entry. That's why I'm gonna be patient enough, because it can easily give me this and then give me the drop that I need. That's the reason why I had to put that line there, just in case. So for now, I will wait for something like that, or something like this, a breakout, and then I make my sell entries. All right, so that's it on Boom 500. Let's now rush to V25S. Now this one I made an early entry last night before I went to bed. I checked it. I normally sleep late, so I checked it before I went to bed, and it had given me what I knew it would give later. So this is V25S. So remember, I told you it's likely to look for the liquidity hunt or the stop hunt right about there above our highs, and that's what it actually did. So when it did that, I immediately made my entries, sell entries, and I started to sell. Like I had told you yesterday, the analysis was very clear. If actually it did what we talked about, it actually gave us even something called AMD. We can check it out on M15. Remember, I told you if it is going to do this, it's gonna first break, go down, and then go up. So this structure here is what happened here, even though it was a bit short. First go down, then go up. That's what happened. So now this is no longer necessary. Remember, this was kind of a heads and shoulder move. It did not hit exactly the TP, but it came to this OB right there. This was the TP for the heads and shoulder. Yeah, then the buys started immediately. So now I don't need I don't need all this. Of course, we wanted when it reaches there and fails to break, we start to sell. And of course, when it reached there, I started to sell. First went into some floating losses, as you can see, then it dropped down, but it seems it still wants to go up a bit. So let's now look at what is happening. So H4 is likely to first go up and then come down later. So that means I might first go out for now. I might first go out for now because it has reacted to this OB where this buy move started. It has not actually, it has not yet. So it's gonna touch it. Okay, we have a buy and the sell OB. So for the sell OB, it has touched it. For that last OB there, it has touched it. So it can as well not come back. But to be safe, I'm just gonna close all these moves. Just gonna close all these moves. Close all these moves, and then wait, because it's gonna give us this. Gonna give us this back to that OB right there, and then if it fails to break it, then we'll be ready to engage with, to get in with our sells if it fails to break it. If it fails to break it, because right now this is a higher high, so it's looking for a higher low according to H4, and it has sort of finished doing that. Sort of finished, we will see, and then it will be looking for a new higher high to break that, but it's likely to fail according to what, to such a rejection from sellers you're seeing, and then it will drop to start selling heavily. All right, so all this now we don't need. We will wait for this kind of a move. Go back to daily. Yeah, this is a break of structure on the daily time frame, as you can see right there. That is a break of structure right there. We have a higher high, so we'll wait and see what will happen later. But as of now, no business with this asset. I'm seeing on M15 we are likely to come in with buys, which will take us probably there. But you have your TP levels like this: first TP level, second TP level on that confluence area, and then of course the third all the way to that OB, that previous OB. Now I don't normally make my analysis as changing the order blocks color because of how it takes time, so I don't normally do that. All right, so let's wait for this. If it breaks, remember, if it breaks, it means H4 is still strongly selling, but this is our previous higher low. It is a conference area. It cannot just break it like that. it may first consolidate around if it is to break it, but it is likely to give us the buy move according to M15, as we've already seen a signal from the CCI and RSI. V75. Alright, so V75, let's see, a V75. So yesterday, those who remember, I don't know by the time we finished the session if I had shown you this inverted heads and shoulder. I don't know if I had shown it to you, but it is there on M5. I saw it on M5. Let me show it to you now. This right here is the left shoulder. This one right here. This is the left shoulder to there. And then this is the right shoulder here. Then this was the head down below here. So when I saw this, I knew that it is gonna go all the way up there. So I did not enter it, though. I did not enter it. I didn't even think it would react all the way back here from a perfect entry, but it did react all the way back here and then later broke and continued with the buy. Now when it did that, it gave us an entry for the sales right there, but I was skeptical, so I did not enter them at first because my anticipation was price to come to that M15 or B. So let me zoom out, zoom in. Let's now get back to business. So remember what I told you. I told you that it's going to continue buying and it's going to come at least to look for liquidity either within this H1 or B or above, because normally the stop hunts are the stop hunt move is always above the previous high, so that could be considered as a stop hunt above there. Why? Because it has gone above our previous high. And what do we have above there? That is our previous OB on the daily time frame. It has reached it. Now looking at H4, we are overbought according to CCI and RSI signal down below here. So this current H4 candle has started strongly as a sell, but it doesn't mean it's gonna continue as a sell. We can only verify that using the previous data and other time frames. So we wanted to sell from there, but I want to first delete all that and get a cleaner view of things before I can make the last input of this analysis. All right, so we have a higher high, a higher low, a higher high there, then a higher low here. Out of nowhere it gives us a W, and this W now is giving us a break of structure right there, because that candle there, this candle here, is the one that has closed above the previous high, not this one. So it can as well continue buying a little bit more on H4. So this is why it is very skeptical for me to make any business. Now this is sort of internally, this is where we see a break of structure from an external point of view, right about there, right about external point of view. This is where the break of structure is according to probably weekly time frame, of which weekly you cannot even see it. So let's stick to daily time frame. All right, so we delete that. We've already used this. Remember, okay, now I've remembered what I need to do. So remember, this kind of move, it can only push us with the exact move. From there, it's gonna go all the way right there. That already shows you that buyers are still controlling the market according to this asset. It's gonna go there. So it tells us that we may eventually see price break that OB to give us a new higher high externally according to daily time frame. All this is internal. All this is internal. Now I want also to let you know that this right here, this move right here, according to daily, is our change of character right there. That move there is our change of character according to daily time frame. Why am I saying this? This is our lower low, lower high, lower low right here, lower high here. Then it failed to give us a lower low to come down below. It gave us a low here. Then that previous lower high was taken out because this is our lower high here, lower low, lower high, and it has been taken out, making this a change of character. So it means price is still very bullish because it has just given us a change of character. So it's going to continue break, and then probably it will reach there and then drop down for the retest to confirm the reversal, and then later we get in again with buys. So this I don't want to follow. I don't want us to follow all this. All I want you guys to know is price is going there, so I can delete all this for now. It still has a long way to give us that. We'll be looking at it, but as of now I'm seeing a break of structure on H4. If I go to H1, there is no break of structure. If I go to H1, there is no break of structure. It is just a sell move giving us a double top on H1. But you all know me, I don't normally trade on H1. I trade on H4 and M15. So if I go to M15, price is below my 10 MA, giving me a double top rare there, but my neckline will be here, which is a little bit too far. So it means that price is likely to come here, and then it will shoot back to an uptrend. Then it will shoot back to an uptrend according to H4. So what do we do now? I've already seen that the general trend is an uptrend, so I might as well wait for the uptrend than risking sells. So that's what I'm gonna do. I will wait for buys than sells. All right, I think that's it for now. We've already seen where the price is headed to. We need it. It's like it's gonna go there whether we want it or not, but we will have to be patient with it. We cannot enter right now for sales. We can as well wait for buys, and the buys can literally start from here. In fact, if I go to M15, M5, let me go to see M15. M15 is selling, M5 is selling, so I cannot do anything right here. If I go to M5, this is the thing. M5 for scalpers, this would be your ideal entry for scalpers to sell. If it fails to break, this is gonna come here and grab liquidity within there. After that change of character on M5, it's gonna go there, and then it will drop for the move to this M15 or B. Now when I'm analyzing and you come in between, you may miss all this because I don't change colors or put labels because I'm using MT5. It's quite tricky using texts, but this is M15 OB. This is the M15 OB right here, and that is the M5 OB right there. So I don't normally use texts. I love text when I'm dealing with trading view kind of charts, because for them they will stick to where you put them, but with them MT5 they don't stick where you put them. So that's why it is a bit tricky for me to use text. But we are anticipating price to go there, then drop for the sell according to M5 for scalpers, and this is a confirmation of this move on M1 for scalpers. I'm giving you bread. I'm giving you bread here. Scalpers, I'm giving you bread right here. So it's gonna drop down to give us a confirmation of entry. If it drops down, it is likely to come around here. If it does, it's gonna put another candle, then it will drop down. But for now, you know that we have a change of character on M1, meaning it's going to go up there according to M5, just like we've analyzed. So scalpers, you have an entry for buys on M1, buys to go up there, and then you're out, scalpers. All right, so I'll leave this on M5. I will come back to it before we finish the session. Jump 50. All right, jump 50. What was the deal here? All right, so yesterday I had told you that if it fails to break this level, then it will go up, and then we will start on an uptrend. And that's what happened. It failed because this is not a breakout structure. You can see this is our last candle there. It tried to push, it failed, and then look what followed was some strong buy candles. Now I was anticipating something simple when it started to play around games here. I thought it would come all the way here, but it failed, and it broke that level later and hit the target where we wanted it to reach yesterday. So now all this is no longer necessary. It has already done what we needed it to do, even though we never made an entry because of that tricky movement it did. So as we speak now, this is a lower low, lower high. Now it's looking for a lower low, a new lower low according to H4. If we go to daily time frame, we still have this trend line support and resistance level. It is a support, and at the same time it is a resistance. It is a resistance up there, it is a support right here. So as we speak, it is acting as a support and resistance trend line. So according to daily, this is our previous lower low right here. That is our previous lower low. It is on the same level. As you can see, it is likely to break it. Once it breaks it, we will know that we are strongly in a downtrend. Now according to weekly, you already know that we are in a downtrend, looking at what we have on CCI right there. So that's what we are looking at, but I'm not trading it because it is quite crazy where it is. I want to see how it reacts to this trend line. I want to see how it reacts to this trend line, because it's gonna give us a pullback from that trend line. It's gonna give us a pullback from that trend line. All right, so I think that's it. That's it. Oh, wait a minute. Now remember, according to weekly, I've told you we are selling. Now this was sort of like a pennant on the weekly, so it means that on the weekly, after giving us that, it's coming down here. I want you to remember that. After giving us that, it's coming all the way right here. Remember, it reacted to this previous OB all the way there. Look at that. That is a weekly OB. It is now a support level right there. Price reacted to it. It's a weekly OB. It's a support now, and now it has started to sell strongly. So what do we know? We know that it's gonna drop down because our previous move, or our previous trend before this consolidation and fake breakout up there, was a downtrend. So after that pullback to that OB support, it's going to drop down to look for this TP level right here. So this could end up, this will happen probably in Feb or Jan next year, or March, whatever it is, but still have a long way to reach here. But I wanted to show you that we are still strongly selling. We are still strongly selling even on the weekly time frame. So, and now having seen all this, I don't know why price will go back there. So this is out of reach. This was grabbed already. I don't think it's gonna go back there to look for stop losses above there. I don't think. We'll see about that. But this liquidity has been grabbed already. What we know is the liquidity above these highs, which will be the stop hunt move to look for that. But we'll see if it will actually do that. We'll see if it will actually do that to look for the stop hunts there. All right, so for now we have a break of structure on daily time frame. It's clearly happening right there according to today's candle. It's already giving us that break of structure, and somehow it started without even a wick. It has a short small wick, so it shows you how big momentum of sellers is, and it's strongly selling like nothing. According to weekly, H4, we have a break of structure already. We have a break of structure, but we don't have an entry, so it's not my business to do anything here. I rather leave it and wait and see if it will react to this support resistance trend line. Jump 25. All right, so jump 25, I made some entries here, but they came to break even. So it was an early entry, then pulled back and then dropped down because we needed sales, just like I had told you yesterday. So now that is on M15. So let's go to daily time frame first. Okay, change of character, lower low, lower high, lower low now, so it's looking for a lower high. All right, so go to H4. Yeah, like that, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Okay, but we are oversold, sort of oversold, but it's not yet ready to start buying, so it's gonna go down again. According to that rejection we are seeing there on that level, it's likely to go down again. So that's why the analysis yesterday was a drop down again into the sells, and still we are looking at the same even today, a drop down to get enough momentum to push for a pullback to retest and then get down for a deep sell kind of move on the daily time frame from there. That is a general analysis according to higher time frame. So let's go to so now let's go to H1. We see what is happening. So we have a resistance here, we have a sudden resistance trend line right there, and one can say this can be another resistance, support right here from that angle there. All right, so we know it's coming down, but what is this kind of shape? It's gonna be called a pennant, and the previous trend is a buy trend, so it's gonna go later like that, but it may first give us a fake breakout before it does that, before it goes up. So this fake breakout is likely going to come to a Fibonacci kind of retracement level, which will be this level or even below, and then to doing that, then we'll be coming in with our kind of buy move. All right, so I want to confirm this. Let's go to M15, and of course that level is confirmed because it is a conference area, so the fake breakout is likely to be ideal to this level. Having seen all this, I want now to clear the chart and look at how to enter. Price is still be above our 10 MA, so if it goes below our 10 MA, you might as well make that sell move. You might as well make the sell move. Looking at M5, it's already happening. It's below our 10 MA, and we see rejection from sellers. So why would I wait? Why would I wait? I don't think I need to wait. M5 selling, M5 selling, H1 selling. So why do I need to wait? No business here. A new H4 has just started, so sells. Let's sell, let's sell, let's sell. So I'm gonna sell, put my stop loss above here because it reacted to this level right there. So I've entered a sell, and yes, I've entered against my rule to enter below my 10 MA. I've used the M5 10 MA today to make the sell, not the M15 10 MA. I've gone against my rules. I hope it's gonna pay out for now. Mostly I normally wait for M5 M15 to be below my 10 MA for me to make the decision, but I've gone ahead and used the M5 10 MA. So that's what I'm looking at right about now. So let's delete this and let's wait to see if it's gonna pay out for now. J10, remember the general trend. Before I go to J10, remember that the general trend is an uptrend. Now we are just trying to anticipate a fake breakout here to grab liquidity here on the Fib retracement level. Sometimes it does, sometimes it does not. So it can as well, remember the general trend is a buy according to what we've seen from that pennant. So it can as well break and continue like that. So don't say don't keep holding your sell moves if it goes above our trend line there and breaks it. You'd rather close immediately and wait for an entry for the buys, because the general trend is going to be a buy. We need buys to look for that move, either on H4, either on M15. That's what we are looking for. That is a general trend. This is a pullback move. And now the very first rule I normally tell my students in trading is always to trade according to the trend. Now, of course, currently this trend here on price action is a downtrend right now. As you can see, we haven't gotten any change of character yet. Yeah, to start buying. It is a downtrend. So this kind of move is according to the trend, but according to what we've seen previously, this move here right there on M15, that exactly changes everything, because it is an uptrend on M15. So that's why waiting for buys is a perfect decision for you to wait for the buys. If you don't have a big account, you rather wait for the buys than trading against the trend on M15, which is this pullback move. You rather do that than entering against the trend, which is a buy trend or an uptrend according to M15. Although we know we are still in a downtrend on H4. Why? Because of this lower low, lower high here. We don't have yet a change of character because that lower high has not yet been broken. So it's still a downtrend. All right, I've explained a lot on that. Let's now jump to J10, our second last asset. Now J10 yesterday, it actually gave me some of the things we talked about, but not all that we needed. Of course, we are not market makers, so it will never give us everything that we want. So we follow the market. So the analysis was simple. I told you that we will anticipate a pullback from here. If it fails to break it to go down, we'll anticipate a pullback from here to either come here or there and then drop down. So it broke that level, came to this other level, then retested. it retested just around here, around that level, and then started to drop down to reach our trend line, which is a support trend line here. All we wanted, we knew that it was selling to come to this trend line, which was already the analysis that we had already gotten. So all this now is not necessary anymore. The sale already happened to reach that trend line, and we needed buys from that very trend line, and that's what is happening currently. So let's now talk about what is happening now. So the buy started. This is M15 H4. So this became a fake breakout, as you can see, fake breakout, then change of character right about there on H1. So I don't normally use H1, but the buy already started. It started late night. You can see that started late night. According to our analysis, it followed it perfectly after giving you a fake breakout, because we wanted to buy from there. So those who followed the analysis and waited for an entry for the buy move, congrats to you on that very level. But looking at M15, this is where we got a change of character, and this is where we could have made money from, right there. And look at that move. Now we know that it's gonna look for some stop losses. So we see rejection coming in from the previous H4, giving us a dragonfly, flying doji, whatever you call it, giving us that kind of candlestick. It shows that it's going to first go down to look for, let's see which was our last OB on H1, this one here, H4. It's a big candle. Let me first delete this for now. This is a big candle, so this is the last OB on H4, last H4 OB. H1 OB will be this, and M15 will be this. So I may not use M15 right now. I may wait for H4. My anticipation will be price to first come to this OB. It can even go inside, but then later it can actually come to the trend line, and then later it will give us another entry, perfect entry for the buys, perfect entry for the buys. So all this is not necessary. I want to see why I have this. Okay, so this is just what we need it to do, because it's gonna later break and continue selling. According to daily time frame, the general trend on daily time frame is a downtrend. So the buy move that we are looking at on H4 is to get us ready to sell. To get us ready to sell. Is H4 ready to sell? Yes. M15 ready to sell? No. So if M15 is not ready to sell, that tells me that it's actually going to keep buying for now. This pullback is not going to happen. This pullback is not going to happen now, from what I'm seeing. So I might as well delete it, and even this. So this pullback is not going to happen. In fact, since I have a higher high, I can use my fib, see if it is ready to buy. Yes, it is ready to buy. So now I know it's going to continue buying. Can I confirm that on M5? I think I can confirm it right here. Don't need to. It is on the retracement level on CCI, and it has come back to this conference area, and it is giving us that. So it's going to continue buying from here. Now after that kind of move of buy, if it is not ready to sell, then it will go a little bit up. The reason why I'm looking for this buy here is because of this rejection. This rejection here, there's no liquidity that was not tapped from this move. Now on the other hand, I want to show you this. Market always gives us different scenarios that we can always look at if we are keen to understand what we have. Now this would be another scenario right there. fact not that, it's this right there. That is another scenario right there, and clearly this will tell us that market will eventually do this, according to H4. Now if I zoom out, it may be possible, it may not, but we are here to follow what the market gives us, and this is the previous data, the current data right here within the daily kind of structure. So that gives you what to think about when you are trading. So what do we now do? Go back to M15. Go back to M15. If we go back to M15, if we go back to M15, and I go to H4, I see this too. So I know price is gonna continue buying for now. It's likely to give me this move right there that I've just shown you right there. But I cannot work with it until I have a clear price. Until price goes above my 10 MA. That is for sure. I cannot deal with it until price goes above my 10 MA. So this is where the trick is. Don't do anything here. For us intraday traders, I normally advise to enter on M15, and right now we cannot enter on M15 because price is below our 10 MA and it has already sold perfectly. We missed our chance to sell it from that trend line, so that means we can only anticipate buys. We can only wait for buys to come through, and these buys, we are hoping that these buys are going to actually break this flag and then continue with the buy move to reach all the way there, and then from there we can come in with our sales just like we need on the daily time frame. That wraps up my analysis on jump 10 for now, because clearly looking at daily time frame, we have rejection coming in from both sides, from buyers and sellers, hence the consolidation that we saw on H4. Alright, so leave this on M15. Let's now wrap it up with gold and we call it a day. I don't know why I normally forget to write jump 10 when I'm analyzing, but I normally forget it. Not once, not twice. Apologies, but we've been on jump 10 now. Let's go to gold. So gold, here Simwe Levy, good morning to you too. So gold, where were we? All right, so the week high there, okay, that is H4. Yesterday we had that. Yesterday did the same thing that we've been talking about for some good time now. I actually sold this. I was selling to recover the loss I had made on crash 500 and boom 500. So this was the sell here, right there, because I knew that it had broken that, given me a change of character, and most importantly it was coming from an accumulation kind of section, which was a London session. London session was accumulating, then the New York started to sell. Which was like the mitigation or manipulation move, and then after that it started to come back into buy, but it was not ready to buy massively, so it consolidated, started to right now in the London. This is what is going to happen, mark my words, and trade accordingly. Now what happened was it failed to distribute yesterday back into buys because the general trend is a buy. So what is happening now is it is consolidating, or it is accumulating in the London session. It is accumulating. Now it's gonna accumulate probably all till the New York session starts, and after that it will give us a manipulation. Now this manipulation, just because according to the current trend, we are in an uptrend, so it's gonna accumulate selling shortly. It's gonna accumulate selling shortly. I mean, it's gonna manipulate selling shortly, and then after that, probably in the Asian, it's gonna spike back up into the buy trend. It's gonna spike back up into the buy trend. So for now, don't do anything messy. Just wait for this. Just wait for this. It's gonna accumulate. It's currently accumulating. It's currently in an accumulation zone. It's gonna accumulate right there. We have equal highs there. You can see that. So it's gonna currently accumulating within here. Then it's later gonna drop down. It can easily give you a fake breakout here, and then drop down, and then drop down into a downtrend manipulation move to come around here, and then after that it will spike back up. I hope there's some news or not in the after the around 9 p.m. there. It's likely to do that. After the 9 p.m. or 11, it will drop back with some massive moves to distribute back into an uptrend. Remember, we are still very bullish according to the higher time frame. We are still very bullish. We haven't gotten any. This is a break of structure right there, but the previous candles have been reducing the momentum of sell of buyers, but it's not yet ready to start selling massively. That's why we are still anticipating another move to grab probably that liquidity above there, and then we can later drop down. But for now, it's gonna sell later in the New York, and then we might see buyers after the New York session. That's it. Today there is NFP. Okay, Felix has said it. There is NFP. What time is it? What time? I don't normally follow the news, so tell me what time is the NFP? Yeah, just waiting on you, Felix, to help us with that info so that we can plan accordingly. I don't normally do the news. I'm sorry, guys. Just follow market structure, and I mean price action and smart money. That's what I normally follow. And if the news find me in the market, then it will eventually always come to follow the price action move. News will always do the manipulation sometimes and then follow the 430. So let's see, 430 is where 430 plus 3, 430 minus 3, that would be what? 430 minus 3, that would be 130. So around here. All right, so it's gonna be around here. Let me go to M30 here. So 430 will be 130. Yeah, around here. So let me have a line around here. That is where 430 is. Oh, this here. It's around here. It's around there, so it's likely to come, drop like that, or 430. Wait, so it's likely to drop from 430. It's likely to drop from 430, then goes, and then it will later start to go back into the right thing after 430, after the New York session. So 430 is there. That is our 430 when the New York is starting. New York starts around 4, so it will drop after the NFP, drop down into the sell, and then later continue with the buy. Or now let me give you another scenario. If market has already exhausted but we have a weak high there, which means it's likely to be taken out, but we are not market makers. If these guys see that there is a lot of liquidity above here, the manipulation can as well go this other side and then drop if the sales have started. But looking at what we have here, this strong low here, you can see we have a strong lower low right here. Why? Because this lower low is the one that reacted to this break of structure level, breaker broke. So because of this strong low, the manipulation is likely to happen upwards on 430. So what do you do now, having seen all this? Now this, I want to say that leave alone trading today. Gold, to me, I would wait. Why am I saying this? I have a strong low down below here. Was it M30? Yes, it was M30. I have a strong low right here. That means if the manipulation is going to come, it's not going to be strong enough to break it like that. It's going to be news kind of manipulation. So this manipulation is likely to go upwards, and then later it will drop. Why? Because looking at what we've seen yesterday, that was a doji there, and that was some the previous day. You clearly see that we've been having, you can see that kind of doji candle. That was a day, I think that was weekend, I believe so, you know. Then Friday, this was Friday, I believe, we saw that kind of rejection coming in from sellers, and then a doji, that was Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday, that was yesterday, we saw that other doji again right there, price being, you know, rejected from continuing with buys. So it can as well start to sell right now, but most of the times it goes ahead and grabs liquidity above those highs, those previous highs on the daily time frame. That's why the buy is kind of still anticipated in my kind of analysis. I still anticipate that kind of buy because of how these smart money guys trade. They want to push all the way up there and then later drop down for quite some time now. After getting some liquidity above there, it will drop down like nothing into a downtrend. So for now, if I was going to trade gold, I would literally probably trade it within this confluence area on M5, or where this accumulation area on M5 when I'm scalping it. After that, I will wait. Whichever area it goes on after the NFP, then I will enter the buys. But according to what I've just explained, or according to smart money, it's likely to drop down as a manipulation and then come up. I want to stick to my initial move, but that doesn't mean that this strong low that we've seen on M30 is not valid, it's not viable. It's likely to play something in this analysis of gold. So with all things that I've said, please, you have the right to make your own decision before 4:30 or after 4:30 of the NFP news. After they come through, probably around 9 p.m, then you can probably sell if it goes, the manipulation, if it goes up there, or probably buy if the manipulation move comes down below here. Having said all that, let me conclude on gold and let's do the recap and we call it a day. All right, please don't forget to like. Please, if you're liking the analysis today, please go ahead and give us that thumbs up. And if you've never subscribed before, go ahead and subscribe. And also remember that the signal group is still available for VIPs, those who pay for the signals, only if you want assistance with that. But as like I said, for you to grow up as a trader, you have to challenge yourself in finding your own signals and sticking to them. Of course, not all signals will always be 100% right, but if you give yourself a consistency of 2 signals per day and you follow through, you may get to a right track, understanding your strategy better because you're challenging yourself into that. And consistency is very paramount. If you're consistently looking for 2 signals per day and you rate yourself, you get your those who remember the sheet I provided, the trading journal I had provided before, for you to see the percentage of the win rate percentage. Yeah, as long as you have at least above 50 and you are at around 60, 70 there, that is a perfect win rate. That is a perfect win rate as a trader. 60, 70 is good. So if you can reach that, then you can be able to make it in the market and keep trading and making money. All right, I've said a lot today. Apologies. Let's start with crash 500. Crash 500, we're anticipating a pullback down below here, and then all right, actually it happened. Those who remember, I said it is likely to first go up and then drop, and it has done that. So I can as well now sell to come here. I can as well sell to come here. I was late to sell. Wow. I was late to sell, but I can do this. I can do this. I can do that and wait for price to come around such an area. Then I can make my decision, such an area right there. Then I can make another sell entry on crash. Remember, if it does that, then I'll be pushing the sell all the way to come around here. This will be my TP level right there. So for now, no business. I was late to enter. I should have entered earlier around that level, around when it went below my 10 MA. On this very candle, this would have been my entry point right there on that candle there. All right, so that's it on crash 500. Wait for that kind of pullback. If it happens, if it does not, then I have no business with it. We made a buy entry. We are in profits here. Remember, I told you we are still very bullish on boom 1000. We are in profits right there, as you can see. I made my entry right there. It was sort of a sniper after touching that OB. So that's why I made my entry there on boom 1000. So hopefully it's gonna come around here. My TP would be around that level there. Yeah, my TP, first TP, but of course it can as well continue buying because this is a higher high. So I can as well put this TP to that tip, to the tip of this candle, and see if it will be taken out. Yeah, this is H4 candlestick, so that means it still has a long way to reach there. So for now, That is it. You can take as much as you can if you're trading Boom 1000. But congrats to those who took the trade with me on Boom 1000. Let's go to Boom 500. Boom 500, what were we waiting for? We wanted it to react there, it failed. So I told you it is likely to push back up again. So, and it did that, but it went all the way back to the highs. It failed to break the high, but now it's going to give us an entry right about there. So can we wait for that? I think we can, because it's going to sell. It's going to sell. It's going to sell. Oh yeah, it's likely going to sell. Wait for it to be below our 10 MA. Wait for it to be below our 10 MA. Yeah, wait for it to be below our 10 MA on M15, not even M5, not even M5, because from what I've seen, this is H4, this is a current H4. It can as well break and continue. So to be on the safer side, wait for it to be below our 10 MA on M15 to be safe, and look for the sell. V25S. Yeah, I told you the buy is gonna happen. We were looking for that buy to go there, but you have your TP levels like that. But what can we do? We were waiting for the pullback for us to make a perfect entry. Yeah, all right. So now we can I think wait for it, since we have a change of character. So we can wait for the pullback either to 50 or to 61.8, whatever, as long as it goes above our 10 MA again after the pullback. So for now, no business with this asset, no business. V75. All right, so the pullback is happening. We can wait for that, then sell. Yeah, so for now, no business. We are waiting for that on M5. I had told you that this was an entry on M1 right there, and this is what happened. Actually, this is what happened. This was supposed to be our other entry, because I told you it is gonna come down to such a level. Let's see. Yeah, below that. This is what I told you before we moved out of V75, and now you can see it gave us that entry according to M1 to actually make the buy move. So those who trade V75, we were given another entry for us to make the decision there. All right, so we leave that. It's gonna go there, then you can start to think of sales later, right around there. Jump 50. Okay, it is sort of this H4 okay, that is a daily. The H4 closed, but it did not break structure. It did not break structure. We cannot take that as a break of structure. It is a weird one. And the new H4 started, and currently it is giving us a wick right there, meaning rejection from buyers. So what do? All we need is a reversal signal on M15 to make our buy entries. Remember, I told you we are looking for this move. That's why I had this resistance trend line there. So it is sort of failing to break it, and clearly we are oversold down below here on the daily time frame. So that means we wait for a reversal signal on M15, and price goes above our 10 MA. We are in clear to enter our buys to push all the way back up. So for now, no business, but it is actually working as we had planned. This is jump 25. Okay, it is in floating losses. We entered a bit early, like I told you. I went against my rule of waiting for price to be below my 10 MA, and clearly you can see it failed to go below our 10 MA. That's why this was a poor trade for me, because I went against my rule to trade below my 10 MA, and that's why I'm suffering the consequences of failing to follow what I put as a guideline. So that I'm liable to it. I told you it can first look for this fake pullback and then later buy, but the general trend I told you is a buy, because it can as well break this pennant, and then continue with the buys. Remember that. So I was supposed to wait for M15 to be below my 10 MA, then I can enter sales, but I rushed because I had seen M5, so I'm suffering that. But if it takes me out, I will not enter it again or till I see another clear move. J10 pullback. Okay, is it ready for us to make the buy? Because this was a pullback on M15 to actually enter buys. Yeah, H1, I think we are in clear to enter buys. Price is above our 10 MA, and this was 61.8 of M15, so why can't we enter? No, we have to enter here. Buys. These are buys here. These are buys right here, and I will put a tight stop loss just below that low. M15 is closing in the next 5, so if M15 closes in the next 2 minutes and fails to drop down below the 10 MA, please guys, enter. I've entered early before this M15 closes, but if it closes above the 10 MA in the next 2 minutes, if it closes above this 10 MA, then on the next candle, enter. Don't hesitate to make the buy entry. I've already entered for the buy, but this is market. It can as well jump all the way back here below the 10 MA, and that will be a doom for me because I entered early. I was supposed to wait for this M15 candle to close. It has about 1 minute to close so that I be safe. If it closes when it is above here, I'll be safe for now, and I'll be looking for my TP at least above the highs there. In fact, I can get a TP I can work with. Let me get a TP to work with using the fib. Let me get a TP to work with. I'll be working with this one right here. That will be the TP to work with right there. All right, of course, the first TP is the trend line there. That is your first TP. This is your first TP right there. Second TP is that. All right, it has closed, so I'm in clear now. You guys can now enter. I'm in clear now. At least I'm clear now. The buys are going to continue. All right, so that's it. Lastly is gold. I said gold. We are in accumulation in this London session. So you can wait for the London session to close, and then at 4:30, just like Forex told us, the NFP is coming at 4:30. So 4:30 is going to be a manipulation move. This manipulation move, according to what we've seen, it is supposed to drop down according to the daily time frame and H4, but according to M30, because of this strong low, it can as well go up. So I can say you just wait for the NFP to close, and then you make your decision either to sell or buy. All right, that's it for today. I hope you guys had a great time. It's nice to see Esther. I know you're in holidays. Welcome back. Happy to see you around. Otherwise, let me wish you guys a good day. Trade carefully. Don't ever go against your risk management rules. You can go against, you may, of course it is inevitable, sometimes you go against your own entry rules, but don't go against your risk management rules. Those are there to protect you from blowing the account. So otherwise, I hope you've had a great time with me. See you guys tomorrow same time. Bye bye.